Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a problem. We've got potentially a rant on our hands. This video may turn into a rant video. When I kind of stumbled across this and realized these shenanigans at play from Bandai here, I wasn't intentionally going to make it a rant video, but now I'm kind of angry. So this might turn into a rant video. I'm not too sure. But let's discuss. Today, we're going to be talking about the 15th anniversary Super Saiyan Blue VEGETA re-release. If you are unfamiliar with what is going on right now, the 15th anniversary for Tamashii Nations and SH FIGUARTS is currently happening, right? As it is obviously 15 years since SH FIGUARTS has been a thing. And a couple of figure news videos ago, we discussed how there was actually a voting being held online where fans could vote for different franchises, Dragon Ball being one included, where out of all of the characters from those specific franchises, right, you could choose a character to be re-released, right? So for Dragon Ball, we had plenty of choices of a bunch of figures that haven't seen the light of day in a fat minute. And out of all of those different choices, Super Saiyan Blue VEGETA was the winner, the one from the Broly movie. This makes a lot of sense because not only is this figure from... Where's my year here? I lost my place on it. Where's my release date? Oh no, there we go. 2019. I literally couldn't find it. I'm blind. I'm sorry. For about 5,500 yen, right? This guy was released exclusively in Japan. Now, that's technically kind of a little bit of a weird thing because we'll talk about that in a second in relation to what we're discussing today. But he was released for originally 5,500 yen, right? Which, if we pump that bad boy into the yen to USD converter, you can see that that is about $38 USD, right? Now, obviously, when they give us these figures, they don't always give you a direct conversion of the price, but usually it is around the price that the JP1 is charging. Like, if this was the case here, right, maybe this would have ended up being more like 40 bucks or 35 yen, something like that. But this is giving you a basic idea of how much this figure should cost, right, from the original release. And obviously, it is quite literally everything that was in the original release, right? The singular Super Saiyan God Vegeta head, still don't know why we have never gotten a proper Super Saiyan God Vegeta, but this is the only head that they've ever released. All of the other Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta faceplates in all of his glory, all the different accessories and stuff like that. And this re-release comes with a special SH FIGUARTS 15th anniversary stand, which is honestly pretty cool. It is interesting, too. You can also see, besides the fact that I'm assuming that there's pegs on this because of the way that his feet are, right? That would only make sense that the pegs would be that way. There's holes on it, which I assume is probably for the Tamashii Nation's arm stands, right? Where you can have a little arm that will clamp on the figure and then kind of hold it up. So all of this seems very well and good, I'm sure, is probably what you're thinking, right? However, if we go to the new release of this figure, by the way, this information coming to us from myfigurecollection.net. I always use them when it comes to dates and stuff like that for figures because they always give the best information. Hydrate or dihydrate, by the way. This guy, as you can see, in yen, is going to be released for 7,000 yen rather than the original price, which about converts to $48.39. So you're probably thinking, okay, they raised the price a little bit because, you know, one, inflation, two, it is a re-release, so sometimes they do that, and three, obviously you are getting a stand included in this version of the figure. Yes, you would indeed think that, wouldn't you? Ba-boom! $70 price tag on this big bad mammoth jamma. Here's the thing with this, ladies and gentlemen. I have seen tons of figures be overpriced in recent time coming to us from Premium Bandai. There have been so many instances of this that, you know, it's hard to even keep track of them at this point because for how many times that we have gotten it, even just when we've covered it on this channel before, is a ludicrous number, to say the least, right? But $70 for a re-release of a figure that already exists, and the only additional thing that you're getting for this is just a stand, right? Which, I mean, if they're really going to be jacking up the price that much for the stand, which I'm sure that's not the real reason why they're, you know, jacking up the price that much, you know, then you might as well remove the stand at that rate, because I don't want it, bro, if it's really going to be that much more. But it is just the original figure. There is nothing different about this figure besides the stand being included in him, right? There is a little bit of a 360 on the boy. And you're telling me this is their 15th anniversary celebration? Now, obviously, they've released a couple of figures for this. They've technically even classified Gohan Beast as like a 15th anniversary figure. But you're telling me for the 15th anniversary, for a character, a figure that the fans voted on, that clearly were passionate about getting a re-release because so many people want to get their hands on this figure so desperately. I mean, it's Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, and not to mention from the Broly movie, right? And not to mention the only official Super Saiyan God Vegeta figure, right? This is the only Super Saiyan God head that SH Figuarts has ever released for Vegeta. And you're telling me, for all of that, they decide to raise the price this much. Now, the crazy thing about this is, keep in mind, we always have to remember this when we're ordering from Premium Bandai, and I always mention this in my videos when I talk about Premium Bandai, is that really this is going to be $80 plus tax, because every single time that you buy a figure from Premium Bandai and you have it shipped out, they charge $10 shipping, regardless of how many items are in the order, regardless of the size of the order, regardless of how big the item is, how heavy the item is, whatever. It is always going to cost you $10 shipping. So realistically, if this is the only figure that you are going to be buying, by the way, absolutely ridiculous that this guy comes out, obviously, for pre-orders today, the day this video is going up, and he's going to be delivered in February 2024? That's what? We'll consider June not really in here, because it's like, what, the last day of June. So, right, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February. That is 8 months away. That is over half a year that I am putting my money down for this figure, and I have to wait for this re-release. Here is the absurd part about this. So, everything about this, frankly, is absurd. But this is just sort of to add the little proverbial cherry on top, which maybe that is supposed to be used in a more positive context. But obviously, this is a very unfortunate circumstance. I just decided to take a peek around eBay, right? And just see what I could find. Now, obviously, this is on the lower end of the spectrum for this price, because I do have this sorted from lowest. This is just a custom right here. Actually, I think a combination of different figures together. But for the complete figure in box, right, I am seeing these listings here, right? We have this one for $49 USD with $10 shipping, and then we have this one for $48 for $10 shipping. Now, keep in mind, this is just a bid, right? So, of course, that means that this could easily go up as people decide to bid on this, and this could cost way more by the time that this item actually sells. You can see that this one still has 4 days and 11 hours left, and this one still has 3 days and 13 hours left. I've actually put them both on my watch list just out of curiosity to see how much they actually end up selling for. So, if you're thinking, well, that doesn't really count, bada bing, bada boom, my friend. Here is the SH Figuarts Vegeta, right? This is sold listings that we are sorting by here. You can see that a lot of people apparently have been selling the 1.0 blue Vegeta, but Out of the box here, there is one that's sold for $80, right, with all the pieces included. There is one that's sold now. This one is definitely a little bit more expensive, and I don't know how this works in terms of the conversion, because obviously, as you can see, this one was sold from Australia, so I don't exactly know how this works when it comes to the... Oh, here we go. We can actually see the approximate cost. Okay, so yeah, so this one is actually a lot more expensive. But regardless, right, the point of the matter is you can see this one, right, $95. This one sold for $100, right? Obviously, this guy is a pretty expensive figure, right? And you can see that clearly by the fact that, of course, on the secondhand market, right? And this is the lower end, by the way. We're currently sorted by lowest to highest. So as we would scroll down, right, we would see the items get more expensive. Obviously, these ones all sold for $102.50. So, of course, you know, then, right, we go to 119, right? And if this looks like, why is this one less? It's because of the shipping that's included. So you can see, right, how much this guy is selling for. And on eBay, obviously, this is a little bit more than, of course, the second Premium Bandai, or, well, I guess the first re-release, but, you know, the Premium Bandai re-release, and obviously eBay is the second-hand market, is what I was meaning to say. You're telling me that when it comes to, right, this figure here, you're telling me that I can get this figure on the second-hand market, I don't know if you want to call it scalper prices, right? Because obviously, you know, people have to make a buck, and of course, figures can really retain their value, especially SH FIGUARTS figures. But when all is said and done with this figure, right, this guy's going to be about $80 with the shipping, right? Give maybe like $7 for tax, excuse me, approaching around the $90 mark, right? You're telling me that the current original version of this figure being sold on the secondhand market is pretty close to the price of this re-release that they are charging, right? Isn't the whole point of a re-release to make a figure more widely available for more people to get? Because the way that I see this, right, and to kind of wrap up this whole thing about eBay specifically in the secondhand market, is that if people are going to be buying this figure to resell it, I would have to imagine that he's going to be selling for even more, right? Because I would think that if people are already going to be paying $70 for this figure, and he's already 100 or more basically on the secondhand market, right? You would think that people are now going to be charging even more for this guy on the secondhand market, basically leading to the original problem, which this particular figure, excuse me, is really hard to come by and super expensive. So, I don't know, man. I'm really just kind of frustrated with this whole thing, right? Premium Bandai is always delivering us L's, right? And it's just really unfortunate to see this, you know, even more so just because of the fact that this figure was supposed to be the not only like special, 15th anniversary, you know, very cool, the fans got to vote on it type of thing, right? Like that's the big thing, I think. I don't know where I was going, that there was a secondary point to that. The point is that it's a 15th anniversary thing that the fans voted on, and you're telling me that they're going to jack up the price this much? Absolutely ridiculous to me. And again, you gotta keep in mind, I know I keep saying it, but I just gotta really drive the point home that it's not only going to be $70. You still have that $10 shipping, and obviously you still have tax, so it's going to be a lot closer to that 90, or well, probably more like, yeah, $85-90 mark, right, when you're done with all of the costs that come in from Premium Bandai for this. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts, right? Please let me know what you think in the comment section below. I would be very curious to hear what you guys have to say. As far as I'm concerned, this is just another L on Bandai's ever-growing list of overpricing figures. And you know, I think just to give you a final comparison for this video, that is just kind of something that's wild to me, right? If we take a look at Yamcha, right? We took a look at him in a recent video, right? This is the SH FIGUARTS Yamcha that it was shown off recently, right? Obviously, to be able to be up for pre-order. This was a figure that was a long time coming because they showed off the prototype at an event a really, really long time ago. But this guy is $65. And I think that this figure is a lot more overpriced, right, than it should be. I think that this guy is easily, right, way too much money. However, not only is this a brand new sculpt, right, for the most part, right, I'm sure the legs are probably just taken from Goku. But obviously, right, all the head sculpts are different, whatnot. I have a feeling that probably the top half is. I mean, maybe the arms are also just taken from Goku. Maybe it's not completely brand new. But the point is obviously it's this brand new look for Yamcha, right? And if we go down here, right, obviously we can see for this one, right, it has 3 exchangeable hands, right? Obviously, left and right. And obviously, that doesn't include the ones that come on the figure. So technically, it has 4. Same thing with the face parts, right? Obviously, it comes with 3 extra faces besides the regular one. And then, of course, it comes with the funny Yamcha got Yamcha hand, right? Which obviously is a bonus piece. Which, I mean, technically, I guess you could get into a whole nother thing that you would have to buy Dr. Gero to even be able to use that piece. But the point of the matter is Yamcha is $65, right? And obviously, you know, comparable to Vegeta, right? And even coming with a extra accessory. Of course, Vegeta technically coming with a couple of different items, right? From the... right, obviously different head to the couple of extra face plates to the cross arm piece, etc. The point of the matter is, right, even though Yamcha has a couple of extra accessories, right, I still think that Vegeta being $70 is just ridiculous. Although, now me saying this out loud, maybe it makes more sense to me why they're trying to jack up the price on this man so much. Because, I mean, if they decided to make Yamcha $65 and they made this guy any less, with the fact that, you know, he comes with 3 left hands, 4 right hands, 2 different heads, 2 different faces, then maybe all the other figures that they posted on Premium Bandai would honestly feel like a scam if this guy was so much cheaper than all of those figures. I don't know. Maybe that's just my tinfoil hat theory, but ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I would be very, very curious to hear what you all have to say. Man, sometimes it's just really unfortunate being a Dragon Ball collector, man. And I was really looking forward to this too, because this is probably one of the most like wanted figures for me in terms of stuff that I really missed out on because it kind of came out before I was really getting deep into collecting. So very unfortunate. Again, please let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Dokkan Assets out. Peace.